Hey there, Chef Shelley here. If we are just meeting for the first time, I'm a personal chef. So what I do is cook a week's worth of dinners for regularly scheduled clients, week after week. So I don't work nights or weekends or holidays or any of that, and I still make great money getting paid to do what I love. So when I'm not cooking for my clients, I help passionate home cooks like yourself start your own personal chef business so that you can get paid to do what you love too, because it is literally the best culinary career that there is. Now, sometimes between you and me, I have culinary school trained restaurant chefs get a little sneery with me because they think that they are the only real chefs out there. But honestly, it doesn't bother me at all. It especially doesn't bother me when it's Saturday night and I'm sitting around with my family not freaking out that the dishwasher didn't show up to work, or tell the servers that the seafood guys shorted our scallop order, 86 scallops, and stuff like that. So anyway, speaking of the difference between restaurant chefs and personal chef life, I thought I would tell a little story with you today of the most famous person I've ever cooked for. And this will be sort of my little Christmas story for you. So, I have a client who I've had for years and years and years, and he had some friends come over to drive his half dozen or so Sunday quality stock cars at the local track. Now, if you're not from the South, you might not know what a big deal that is, but Sunday quality stock cars are like the real deal. These are cars that actually race in the Indianapolis 500. So if you haven't heard of that, think about the movie Talladega Nights with Will Ferrell, if you've seen that, or dial it down even more, Lightning McQueen from Disney Pixar Cars, the animated movie. Now, obviously, I'm kind of a Yankee spouting that kind of heresy, but regardless, you get my drift, if I could drop a little car pun. So anyway, my client wanted to have food at the track for before and after they were driving. So sure, no problem. We worked through a menu, and they want a bunch of brunch food before they're going to drive and some ribeye sandwiches and salads. It wasn't anything real crazy. So we get set up in the first location, which is this luxury suite, and I'm bustling around and getting the brunch ready, and the people are starting to come in to eat and get ready and get changed before they start driving. So we've got a nice little buffet set up, and we've got, a good assortment because there's going to be maybe 20 people there, and we really have no idea if they, who knows if someone's allergic to gluten or doesn't eat red meat or anything. So we've kind of come up with a good assortment. So, because at this point we have no idea who's going to be there. So that's always fun when you're putting together a menu with a complete unknown like that. So then for a little something sweet while they're getting their food, I'm baking fresh cookies. And this is sort of a strategy because they're fast, they're easy to bake, they make the room smell delicious. So as I pull a warm tray of chocolate chip cookies fresh out of the oven and I'm putting them onto a tray, I hear this man's voice say, "Ooh, I love cookies." And he reaches forward to take one off the plate that I'm putting them on. And as he takes a bite, I look up and this guy's licking warm, melty chocolate off his lips. He looks me in the eye and I realize it's Leonardo DiCaprio. And he says, "I don't think these cookies are cooked all the way." And as I look at this cookie drooping over his hand, I realize that the cookie is not cooked all the way through, and it turns out that my assistant, thinking the oven was empty, had turned off the oven and they had not finished baking. So as I was dying a little bit inside, I whisked the cookie out of his hand and passed him a cupcake, and we both turned to go apart our sadly separate ways. So that is my story of the most famous person probably I have ever cooked for. Now, not all my clients are uber rich or famous. As a matter of fact, really none of them are. Most of the time I cook for regular families who just don't have the time or the desire to cook, or they want to eat healthier, or they just want to stop eating takeout all the time. You know, sometimes I'll have a client who wants something that's like super interesting like that for a catering event, or maybe like a high-end hors d'oeuvre cocktail party, and I'll do it for fun, but I really don't do catering. Do you want to know why? Well, 99 times out of 100, catering jobs are on weekends, and I just don't want to work weekends. You know, that's when my husband's home from work, my kids are home from school, we want to have family time. So sure, sometimes like that event, I'll do something special, but usually it's just me and my regular clients chugging along during the week. They tell me what they want to eat the week before. I cook on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. I get it all done while my kids are at school. I have enough time, you know, to get everything else done in my life that needs to get done. And here is the kicker. Part-time, I bring in full-time money, and it's way more money than if I worked a job like at my kids' school, in the office, or anything like that. I mean, and that would be fine, it would be adequate, but it definitely would not be my passion, I will tell you that. It's just amazing. I get to cook all the time, and people pay me to do what I love. It is pretty crazy. So if you're interested in becoming a personal chef and getting paid to do what you love, cook, check out the link by this video down in the description and get a copy of the free guide on how to do a weekly meal service for a paying client. It's exactly what I do. And you can get a little taste for what it's like to be a personal chef and see if it's something that you'd be interested in doing. Now, I cannot tell you that you'll be cooking for anyone famous, like movie stars or professional athletes or even the uber rich, but I'm telling you, you don't have to. There are plenty of regular old families out there that are hungry for what you're cooking and eager to pay you for it. So download your copy of that free guide and check it out and see if it's something you'd be interested in doing. Thanks very much, and I will see you on the next video.